Hey, what's up everyone, it's your girl Brian Shanae, and today I'll be sharing with you my TBR for the Black Author Readathon. So please, stay tuned. And I am back. So like I said before, I'll be sharing with you my TBR for the Black Author Readathon, which is going to be starting February the 1st. So I'm just going to let you know this TBR is very ambitious, especially for me, being a mother with 3 kids and a husband and trying to keep a household together. So this is definitely going to be a challenge for me, but hopefully I can get through it successfully. So one of the prompts is a romance graphic novel. So the one that I chose, which I think is very popular, and I think a lot of people had chose this as their graphic novel, is going to be Bingo Love by T. Franklin. And I really want to get into more of graphic novels this year. That is one of my goals as well. So I definitely want to read more of this, but just the cover is beautiful. And as you can see, the romance is popping and everything like this, like that on this one. So let's see what this one is about. So it says, take a trip through time with Hazel Johnson and Mary McCrae as they fall in love at church bingo in 1963. Break up because of pressure from their families and reunite nearly 50 years later. And then it says, T. Franklin's delivering a fresh, charming story of adolescent love with adorable, fluid art from Jen St. Othniang and Joy San. And if you care about representation, here's a great opportunity to step up. The world needs more stories with African-American girl heroes of all different kinds, and Bingo Love is leading the charge. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. Of course, it's I think you can also put this as a historical romance as well, because it's back in the 1963. And then on top of that, I would say a mature romance because they see each other 50 years later. So I mean, there's a lot of prompts that this graphic novel alone covers. So I'm looking forward to reading this. This might be my first read that I'll be reading starting February the 1st, due to the fact that it's not really that long and I think I'll get through it pretty quickly. So yeah, this is one of the books that I'll be reading in February for the Black Author Readathon. And the next book that I chose, which is going to fall into the pretty much the sports romance prompt on the bingo board, and that is Check Please, and this is book 1, #hockey, and this is by Nagazi Akazu. And I just thought this is very cute. Hockey, I do not know much about the sport, but who knows, this might get me hit to watching it and learning about the sport, and I don't know, it might be very interesting. So this is the second book, the second book that I'll be reading in February, and it says Check Please is a shot of warm pie smelling happiness straight to the heart. Even as a not sports person, this book had me captivated by its bright illustrations and the charming characters that populate them. It says Biddy's triumphs and struggles on and off the rink, his energetic narration, and the adorable personality will have you falling hard for its first panel. So of course the main character is Biddy, and of course he's a hockey player. He's also a blogger, and he also likes to bake. But he starts to fall in love with, I think it's the captain of the hockey team. So I think this little romance will be very cute, and this is another graphic novel. So definitely looking forward to reading this. But here's the second book that I'll be reading in February for the Black Author Readathon. This next book that I chose, it's actually a novella, and I've been seeing it throughout Instagram and also BookTube. It's by Lucy Eden, and that is Blind Date with a Book Boyfriend. So I thought this would be very cute. It's rarely short, as you can see, and I just think it looks pretty cute. It says, 2 hopeless romantics, a bookstore, a lion, tater tots, a speakeasy, and a day they will never forget. So I think this is going to be a cute little romance to read. It even says it was sweet and sexy, and like if a book could be the feeling of being in a candy store. So on the back, I'll read the synopsis. It says, hi, I'm Jordan. I flew from New York to Culver City, California to interview for the job of a lifetime. When I walked into the bookstore, I only wanted a steamy romance or 2 to help pass the time before my big meeting. I walked out with a gorgeous and sweet cinnamon roll who was more funny and charming than all of my favorite book boyfriends combined, which definitely wasn't the plan. But Mike was irresistible, and the time we spent together exploring Culver City was more fun than I've had in a long time. But I'm smart enough to know if something feels too good to be true. It probably is. I mean, happily ever afters are just for fairy tales and romance novels, right? It says, meet Jordan, a 27-year-old programmer from New York City who came to Culver City, California for the interview of a lifetime, and Mike, the cute, funny, and charming guy she meets in a bookstore. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to reading this, and it actually has an all new bonus epilogue called Vegas Baby in this as well. So yeah, I love the cover too. Isn't it just cute? That's amazing. But yeah, I chose this as my novella, so that will be filling in with the prompt for the bingo board. This next book that I chose is going to be falling into the historical romance. I looked into this and I think it'd be something good for me to read, and that is going to be Confessions in B Flat by Donna Hill. I love this cover so much, and I think the love story is just going to be absolutely amazing. It even says a civil rights love story on the front of the cover. And then on the back, it says, the year is 1963. In Harlem, the epicenter of Black culture, the fight for equality has never been stronger. The time is now. Enough is enough, yet even within its ranks, a different kind of battle rages. Love thy neighborhood, or rise up against your oppressors? Jason Tanner has just arrived in New York to help spread the message of his mentor, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., of passive resistance, while beat poet Anita Hopkins believes the teaching of Malcolm X with all her heart, that the way to true freedom is by any means necessary. When Jason sees Anita perform her poetry at the iconic B-flat lounge, he's transfixed, and Anita has never met anyone who can match her wit for wit like this. One movement, two warring ideologies. Can love be enough to unite them? It even says, Confessions in B-Flat is a celebration of the hard-won victories of those who came before us, and a stark reminder of just how far we still have to go. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. Like I said, this fits into the mostly historical romance point that'll be on the prompt on the bingo board, and I'm just so excited to get into this. I'm just really pumped, especially about this book talking about civil rights. You got Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and how they have different methods, as well as pretty much uplifting the Black, African Americans and the community as well. So definitely looking forward to reading this. This next book that I'm going to try to read, like I said, I have a very ambitious TBR, and I'm just like wondering if I can do this, but I'm crossing my fingers, hoping that I can. This book is available on Book of the Month right now for February. This book is actually supposed to be released on February 23rd of this year, unless they bumped it up. But I believe it's an early release on Book of the Month, so you can get this book right now if you haven't done so already. And that is Honey Girl by Morgan Rogers. So like I said, this book is initially supposed to come out February 23rd, but maybe they bumped the date up and I'm not notified about it. I'm not aware of it. But yeah, so for this book, it says, with her newly completed PhD in astronomy in hand, Grace Porter goes on a girls' trip to Vegas to celebrate. She's a straight A, work through the summer certified high achiever. She is not the kind of person who goes to Vegas and gets drunkenly married to a woman whose name she doesn't know until she does exactly that. This one moment of departure from her stern ex-military father's plans for her life has Grace wondering why she doesn't feel more fulfilled from completing her degree. Staggering under the weight of her parents' expectations, a struggling job market, and feelings of burnout, Grace flees her home in Portland for a summer in New York with the wife she barely knows. In New York, she's able to ignore all the constant questions about her future plans and falls hard for her creative and beautiful wife, Yuki Yamamoto. But when reality comes crashing in, Grace must face what she's been running from all along: the fears that make us human, the family scars that need to heal, and the longing for connection, especially when navigating the messiness of adulthood. So this is like a romance, of course, and this is, like I said, it's following Grace, and it's also following her wife that she barely knows, named Yuki Yamamoto. So I'm definitely looking forward to knowing more about Grace and her adventure, and especially, I want to know, like, are they going to stay married? Do they end up really falling in love for each other? Do they, like, I don't know, have a certain connection. So definitely looking forward to reading this as well. Now, this next book that I'm definitely going to be reading, and is one of my anticipated reads of 2021, is actually going to be coming out on February the 2nd. So you can always add this to your TBR if you want to, as part, you know, if you want to add it to your TBR for the Black Author Readathon. But that is Love is a Revolution by Renee Watson. Like I said, this is one of my anticipated reads of 2021, and I cannot wait to read this. But you also have a chance to read it because it will be coming out February the 2nd. As you can see, the cover is beautiful. The girl who is the main character of this book is also plus size, which I really love. You have, I love the representation of plus size women also falling in love and having that happily ever after. So for this one, I'll read the synopsis. It says, when Nala Robertson reluctantly agrees to attend an open mic night for her cousin's sister friend Amani's birthday, she finds herself falling in instant love with Ty Brown, the MC. He's perfect except Ty is an activist. She says he's perfect except Ty is an activist and is spending the summer organizing events for the community when Nala would rather watch movies and try out the new seasonal flavors at the local creamery. In order to impress Ty, Nala tells a few tiny lies that have enough in common with him. As they spend more time together, sharing more of themselves, some of those lies get harder to keep up. As Nala falls deeper into her lies and into love, she'll learn all the ways love is hard and how self-love is revolutionary. In Love is a Revolution, plus-size girls are beautiful and catch the attention of hot guys. The popular girl clique celebrates strong friendships between women, and the ultimate love story is not just about romance, but showing radical love to the people in your life, including to yourself. So I'm looking forward to reading this. I think it's amazing, especially knowing how to love yourself, which I love the representation in this book, along with the plus size women having happiness and falling in love as well. But I love the fact of first loving yourself before you can love others. I just love that concept. So I cannot wait to read this. Now, I'm just going to let you know, a lot of these authors are very new to me, so that will also be with the prompt as well. Actually, there's going to be one where Enemies to Lovers as well, which I'll be showing you my last and final book that is on my TBR, which I am so excited to read. It's another one of my anticipated reads of 2021, of course. But a lot of these will definitely fill out the prompts. You will see it all my posts on Instagram as I read the books throughout the month. So yeah, I'm so excited to definitely share this last book with you. So last but not least, the final book that I'll be reading for the Black Author Readathon is Act Your Age, Eve Brown. So as you all know, this is the last book as far as the Brown sisters by Talia Hibbert. I'm looking so forward to reading this book so much. I want to know more about Eve. We know all about Chloe, her sister, her older sister, and we know more about Danny. Now it's Eve's turn. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this, and let's look at the cover. Oh, she got the box braids popping, or Senegalese twist popping, and it's purple, which I love. So let me read the synopsis for this book as well. So it says, Eve Brown is a certified hot mess. No matter how hard she strives to do right, her life always goes horribly wrong, so she's given up trying. But when her personal brand of chaos ruins an expensive wedding, someone had to liberate those poor doves. Her parents draw the line. It's time for Eve to grow up and prove herself, even though she's not entirely sure how. Jacob Wayne is in control. Always. The bed and breakfast owner is on a mission to dominate the hospitality industry, and he expects nothing less than perfection. So when a purple-haired tornado of a woman turns up out of the blue to interview for his open chef position, he tells her the brutal truth, not a chance in hell. Then she hits him with her car, supposedly by accident. Yeah, right. Now his arm is broken, his B&B is understaffed, and the dangerously unpredictable Eve is fluttering around trying to help. Before long, she's infiltrated his work, his kitchen, and his spare bedroom. Jacob hates everything about it, or rather he should. Sunny, chaotic Eve is his natural-born nemesis. But the longer these two enemies spend in close quarters, the more their animosity turns into something else. Like Eve, the heat between them is impossible to ignore, and it's melting Jacob's frosty exterior. So of course this falls into a lot of things as like enemies to lovers, you know, the workforce where they work together pretty much. So that also crosses out that prompt on the bingo board. So like I said, a lot of these books can cross out a lot of things on the bingo board that I have for my TBR. But yeah, so and also like interracial romance, you got that right here. So it goes along well. So I'm definitely looking forward to reading this. But that is it, you guys. That is my TBR for the Black Author Readathon. I cannot wait to see everybody else's TBRs. I already saw some on Instagram. They're amazing. And I'm really just excited for this. Like, this is my first readathon that I'm participating in for the most part for so far in a very long time. And also being a host in this readathon, it's amazing. I never hosted anything as far as being on BookTube as long as I have, and I've only been on BookTube for about I think it's gonna be 3 years in June. But yeah, I am so excited for this. I think this is just going to be a fun time for everybody and have interactive activities amongst the community. So I'm definitely looking forward to this, and I can't wait till February 1st comes, you guys, because I'm going to start reading like crazy with this huge TBR that I got going. But yeah, this is my TBR for the Black Author Readathon. If you, like I said, for Love is a Revolution, this comes out February the 2nd. So you can always add this to your TBR if you want to. And then for Honey Girl, it's supposed to come out February 23rd, but Book of the Month has it available for one of the Book of the Month boxes that you can select. So you can also add that to your TBR as well. But all of these books are amazing, and I definitely look forward to reading them. But that is it, you guys. That is my Black Author Readathon TBR. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button and that bell to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. And I look forward to seeing everybody's TBRs and their participation with this readathon. But I hope you all have a great day. I hope you all are staying healthy and staying safe. See ya!